everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show, powered by Law Dog Sports. I am the Law Dog Chuck Ramsey, joined as always by my partner Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways, and we are bringing you a Boxing Day special here on the program. And Jeremy, hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I know you've been, we had talked last week. You've been off this week. So nice Christmas vacation for the Schroeder family. And hope you and your family all had a wonderful holiday week. Oh, hang on. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I had a little sinus issue for about a week. So it, feeling like myself again, but man, that was terrible.
Well, I went and golfed Monday, and that was kind of an early Christmas present to myself. And Lord bless the folks that try to keep golf courses, functional and operable in the wintertime, because dead Bermuda is, you drive your golf cart around, and I know these are first world problems, I promise you. You hit a ball down the fairway, and if you stay in the fairway, you can see each time it hits grass by the amount of dust and grass that kicks up.
I would absolutely die.
I came home immediately, and I've got a sinus flush bottle, and I hammered down on that. I was like, you gotta get those out of your system before you try to venture into holiday land.
I think if it does not freeze soon, I may die.
Yeah. We had one out here. We had a couple out here that were pretty hard freeze days. But it's just, I can spell all your problems in one word. CEDAR.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so prevalent. And I think, and I saw this on one of the weather channels last year. Somebody from a helicopter actually filmed if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's the eastern red cedar or something like that. It's an invasive species in Oklahoma and around. And I guess when the wind hit one, just like a gust, it blew all of the pollen out of it, and it looked like it was on fire. I mean, it looked like a plume of smoke. But so anyway, I got to golf Monday at Roman Nose, and then came home immediately and did a sinus flush. And honestly, I think, Jeremy, in this land that we live in, I go around just like teetering on the edge of a sinus infection on any given week.
It's true, and I really think RFK Jr. needs to look into this. I am so tired of it. It started a couple of years ago. We haven't had hard freezes in a while.
We don't have winter. It was 80 yesterday out here.
Yeah, I know. It was 80 here. There was one spot in the state where it was dang near 90.
Mangum, Oklahoma.
Hottest spot in North America.
If you've ever been to Mangum, Oklahoma, you will relish in the fact that you can tell people you've been to Mangum, Oklahoma.
It sounds like it may be the closest area to hell in the world.
Maybe they opened a portal over the weekend. I don't know, something, but
got a little Beelzebub action going there.
Mangum is I know it's internet connection hell. I mean, we did a game there I did a game there in 2022, filling in for our friend Max Patton on Sayer Eagle TV, and it was a cool old stadium. I mean, Mangum, they've had a good football team in Class A, and they're competitive in their sports, but it was just so funny. You walk into those old WPA stadiums, and they've all got the rock, some rock wall, and they're neat deals. But
Elk City, Guthrie.
I think Carnegie may have maybe an old Carnegie. WPA, and then when we were at Broken Bow, you could tell it was an old WPA stadium. Anyway, so Mangum is if you don't think you're on the edge of nowhere, you
could see it from there.
I can't imagine you couldn't. But speaking of sinus infections, we were going to have our guest and friend Ryan Hyatt from theraiderland.com on today. I even was going to wear my Texas Tech hat in his honor. Huh?
You're wearing it.
Yeah.
You remember that
word anyway. So this is for Ryan, who was unable to make it with us today because why, Jeremy? He's suffering from a sinus infection.
Oh my God. Well, I hope he kicks it. Real sad not to see him this morning. Just wanted to look at that gorgeous mustache and hear some wisdom.
Yeah, he doles out his pearls of wisdom on a nightly basis on his YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt Media, and we follow him, and he's our go-to guy when we want to talk Texas Tech, which is coming up, Jeremy, next Thursday. Texas Tech versus Oregon, and playoff.
Real quick, Rand Lindsay checks in with a Merry Christmas message to us. Thanks, Rand. Appreciate you listening. Merry Christmas to you.
Always appreciate Rand Lindsay, and Rand's one of our. He commented on our Facebook page, which we are streaming live on, as well as YouTube and Twitter X. And Rand's always a guy that will jump in and give us a shout. Thank you so much to him. And just looking at, we'll go ahead and jump into what we do here is try to talk some sports. But the Oregon James Madison game ended up being more entertaining than what people thought, but it still lended the argument that these group of 5 teams don't belong in there. The problem I have, and we'll talk overview before we get into details. Eventually, Jeremy, there's going to be a group of 5 team that truly deserves to get in. There's going to be a group of 5 team that is like, who I'm trying to think.
Cincinnati? No, because they got the doors blown off. Like if Tulane was good.
Well,
it's a different level, man. It truly is. It'd be like having, Weatherford go play Bigsby.
Yeah, totally.
I'm fine with 1. 2, why? Convince me why.
Yeah. Well, and when you send 2 into hostile environments, I mean, you're just talking that much more difficult. But Tulane, really no problem for with all the shambles that Ole Miss has been since Triple K left.
You watched it too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch? I've
seen the new one.
Tipton's Cajun. Yeah.
I've seen the new one. Not all of it, but I've seen parts of it.
Sark.
But even for even for all of the things that they've had go awry in Oxford, Mississippi over the last month and a half, they still have Jimmy's and Joe's.
They weren't going to lose to Tulane no matter who coached that team. And they had their offensive staff back, and Trinidad Chambliss is still Trinidad Chambliss, and they've got a bunch of dudes. They have a good football team.
Well, it will be interesting seeing them go forward. They get Georgia again, and that's going to be a whole ordeal. But Texas Tech, I like their shot, even though are they going to the Fiesta? No, they're going to the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Who couldn't have changed that up to send, Indiana and Alabama to the Orange Bowl and keep Tech at the Cotton Bowl and send Ohio State out to the Rose or vice versa, whatever. It's just this bowl. I don't know. The geography of it's stupid.
Well, it always has been. Well, not always has been, but it is a microcosm of what college football has become. You have, West Coast teams playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. You have, the only conference that makes sense when you look at geographically is the SEC.
It's stretching, but yes, you're right.
And the Big 12 is almost there, but you have a team in Utah. You've got a team out in West Virginia, so you're just all over the map. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
It's going to fall off it's got to fall off the cliff before the adults in the room will step in and say, this is not sustainable.
Well, it's going to require a commissioner, and we all know it's going to be Saban.
Saban, would Miss Terry allow that?
Who knows if the paychecks.
How many oatmeal cream pies they got to pay him to do that?
Dan Narva checking in from Michigan. Happy Friday morning, gentlemen. Dan's still celebrating the Ferris State Division II National Championship in a big win they had over Harding last week.
Awesome.
And congratulations to the Bulldogs of Ferris State. I knew a little bit about Harding because they play in the same conference as Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and they just trucked SWASU. But they're for them to go and play in that game and get trucked basically by Ferris, man, that tells you true talent, and that tells you also, Jeremy, that there are some D1 coaches that are going to be scouring the Ferris State and Harding rosters to see if they can
more of them Trinidad Chamblises
in the bag because for Ferris State to reload and have a new quarterback and win a national title, that's pretty stunning. So
they are a well coached, well-oiled machine.
Tony Anise, that's
didn't they beat UCO by like 100 points last year?
Oh yeah. I think they've trucked everybody. I mean, they beat Harding bad. It wasn't, it had some moments, but anyway, congratulations. Dan Narby says, man, it was fun to watch those guys this year. 2 or 3 dogs already in the portal. So there you go. That's the name of the game. And therein lies our argument. What we started with, Jeremy, with these group of fives is they're not going to be able to harbor their players. If they have a standout player, they're not going to be able to harbor them and keep them out from entering the portal and going to a program that offers a kid a bunch of money.
Well, they're not unique. Texas just had their 4th running back hit the portal this morning.
Yeah.
Their entire depth chart at the running back position is gone. 78-14 over UCO, but turnovers. Yeah, 78-14.
Damn it.
Still 78-14. They could have scored 100.
Yeah. We're running wind sprints. No, I mean, and we'll get into the OU recap, which I'd promised we would do. But
I had some notes, and since we're in Dan's neck of the woods, I feel remiss if we don't discuss that the University of Michigan has Kyle Whittingham.
That's their
squarely in their crosshairs to be their next head coach.
So, in full transparency, Jeremy and I we should probably, but we don't compare notes before a broadcast. And so this is funny because that was highlighted on my list because it was one of the first tweets that popped up this morning. But he retires from Utah after a long career. Stepped away. So, but I don't know if the timing would lead me to believe that any of them were that sly. It seemed like just something, I don't know.
I don't either. And that's a weird fit.
It's
super weird fit. God dang, man. I would not want any part of that Michigan athletic department right now.
Well, they got a Citrus Bowl to prepare for, Jeremy. They may not have to prepare for much with the portal stuff going on.
They may only have 22 guys available. There'll be some guys that they have walk on from campus that end up playing.
So, to my knowledge, things I've seen, and I'm really not trying to track the portal that much, but I do see things. Bryce Underwood has not announced anything about entering the portal, right?
Not yet. They gave him a whole lot of good Yankee dollars to come up there. So
good for them. Portnoy should be on the hook.
Yeah. Well, maybe there was a buyout in that contract. Who knows?
And that's what we're going to fly into. And I've said all along these of course, when you whiff on one that I don't know. So anyway, portal, what I was about to say is 2-year contracts, but
3 plus 1.
Huh?
3 plus 1.
3 plus 1. Explain
3 plus
that.
1. You sign a contract. This is what you're getting paid. You're here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you redshirt a year possibly, or you play all 3. That 4th year, you can come back, or you can have a free transfer, go somewhere else.
But I mean, and to play advocate for the players, what if a school tries to be shady with a kid who is, on the roster but hasn't excelled, and they want to replace his dollars?
Yeah, I mean that's a murky situation you're getting into there. I'm sure they're. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean, where I'm going with that is we
Probably the
know
same way you do a coach, "Here's some money, go away."
the buyout.
Buy him out.
You said it. So
Buy him out, and you man, I had a whole train of thought going, and then you just threw me a curveball. What the is that Squidward? Oh, Squiddy.
Uh, Marty Wandry checking in says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stock up early, and if you want to stock up early, that would be Clinton Liquor would be the place to do so and get by there in Seatown. And I'm telling you, if you're on your way out west and anywhere, and you want to stock up, you can be off I-40 and hit Clinton Liquor there on 10th Street and back on in a matter of minutes. It's not, so if you're traveling out west for family holidays, stop in and stock up at Clinton Liquor.
So back into the buyouts real
Yeah.
quick. So for years, the narrative was, well, these coaches, they can just up and leave.
They
You know,
got
like they can just leave scot-free and no one's, paying millions of dollars to buy these contracts out, or schools aren't paying these guys millions of dollars to go away.
Yeah.
So that's been a thing forever, right?
Yeah.
Unless there's cause. Why are we not doing that with these Mickey Mouse portal contracts where or whatever their
Yeah.
funding agreements are at this level?
Because
That's a lot of money.
Right now, let's just take and OU's had a handful jump in. I think the
McKenzie,
big Kobe McKenzie.
Autry, Jake Sexton.
Is Kobe McKenzie the one who really folks have kind of jabbed back at about the trash talk he did on the I think after Jacob Rodriguez won the Butkus or something, I thought there was a clip floating around of Kobe talking mess, and as usual,
maybe, but
Kobe player it backfired.
He was passed on the depth chart.
What that?
Well, he was passed on the depth chart
By
Heineke.
Yes.
Look at snap counts.
Yeah.
I mean, He played 12 snaps against Bama. He played around the same amount of snaps in in the LSU game. He played limited snaps against Bama the first time.
And I'm not even hating on him because I heard some insiders talking about his situation and he might have been moving further down the depth chart, or maybe it was just a situation where he saw dollar signs.
He's got 1 year left. He wants to get to the NFL. He's got to go somewhere where he can play. He's got to be the guy somewhere. I mean, you got Kip Lewis. Hopefully Kip Lewis comes back, and the Heineke situation with the NCAA where they're counting his year of lacrosse against him at Ohio State.
I heard that stretch.
Yeah, it is a stretch. It's crazy. I don't know. He was listed as a redshirt junior all year.
Yeah.
And then you see he has no eligibility left.
But anyways, with the portal and like you were talking about, you want to see a situation where both parties are treated equitably and fair. You don't want your program to be held hostage by some player like Jaden Ott.
Well, yeah, the losing school should recoup financially something. I mean, Ferris State develops these guys. They jump in the portal, go to Michigan. They're left holding the bag literally because they've put money and resources into these kids. They get nothing in return once they bail.
Yeah.
These smaller programs have been rated since all this crap has started, and they get nothing. If we're truly going to be fair and equitable across the board, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. These schools should be compensated. These smaller schools should be compensated more than just, oh yeah, you can come over next year. We'll beat you by 50 and give you $500,000. No, you gotta compensate them for the investment they made in that player when you weren't willing to give them a shot out of high school.
Yeah, and once again, it lends itself, Jeremy, to what I always say. It's a free farm system for the NFL, all of it.
And the NFL should be on the hook for part of it.
Be on the hook for a lot of it. So before we, as we jumped into portal talk, I saw today where Texas running back Quintravian Wisner has entered the portal. I think he's been a good back for them. I think he's not had a lot of room to run, but
He had 600 yards against behind Swiss cheese.
yeah, he's a hard-nosed runner. He can, and if and then also, in full transparency, these portal entries can be reeled back too. I mean, you enter the portal, you can always come back. So we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah. Negotiation,
Exactly.
renegotiate.
The David Stone doctrine.
Sure.
So it was tough last week after on Saturday after to watch. It was tough to watch playoff games after OU's monumental meltdown against Alabama.
Which was your fault.
It was my fault. I picked Bama, and it happened.
I picked Bama too, but I didn't talk about the score out loud or put it in print.
I think I said 17-13, so I don't know that.
You said 17-0 wasn't on my bingo card, and I gave you the
Oh yeah,
shut up emoji, and then it just fell
and it
apart.
went downhill. Totally on me, guys. Mea culpa. It's just one of those things when when an OU team spirals, they spiral completely. It's defense, offense,
Epically,
and special teams. It's been that way since Bob Stoops won his first national title.
well, you
Everything subsequently.
you go into a game with the best special teams, probably, at least in the SEC, possibly in the country, and that is the major contributing factor to your loss is you can't kick the ball at all. You drop punts, you have a 20-yard punt, you miss a couple of field goals, just look bad all night.
Yeah. Just so we know, Dan Narva said detours to the portal. There was Trinidad, but Ferris's best running back from last year never saw the field under Rich Rodriguez. I'd give Biff at Michigan. I'd give Biff a year and get the program healthy and try for top-down hires. I'm going to agree with that, even though it kind of contradicts something that I've kind of been. Sadly, I've been in agreement with the pencil neck out west, who is the LA Chamber of Commerce.
You are getting weird.
But he did say that, hiring the guy 2 doors down the hall rarely works out. But in a situation where the whole building's on fire, maybe that's the guy you should go with.
Go with basically a gap year. Have Pochi run the program.
Yeah.
And then hit the next cycle, because there's literally nobody left that you want.
Yeah.
That is going to be able to lead the program for 10 years. I mean,
because
Whittingham's a hell of a coach, but man, he's older.
Yeah. You know who, and you said gap year, who I totally admire in the college football landscape, and in essence, his whole time was a gap year? Doug Meacham. I think Doug is a heck of a guy, and for him to step in and handle things, I know they were terrible, but for Doug Meacham to step in and handle things the way he did with that Pokes program that was a total shithouse fire. Doug, I think Doug's one of the stand-up best dudes in college football from what I can tell.
Yeah, he is a good dude, and he didn't put that roster together. He wasn't responsible for the dumpster fire it became. And to keep those kids playing hard week in and week out is extremely admirable, and a quality you want on your coaching staff. I hopefully he lands somewhere as an associate head coach with some sort of other responsibility, because those are great leadership characteristics if you can keep guys that know they don't have a chance rolling out there and playing hard.
Exactly. So you said gap year, and I thought, well, shoot, with as quickly as they pulled the trigger on Mike Gundy, that in essence was a gap year for me.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, is it Pogi or Pogai or
Pogi?
Pogi. Okay.
I just want to see him, Michigan, Ohio State game in the snow out there with a sleeveless T-shirt on, looking all Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, he's got quite the football build. He's shooting for bod by Andy Reid. But no, looking back at the playoff game, Jeremy, going forward, and I uncorked a big long rant on our Facebook page, and you may have seen it, you may not have, I don't know. But I'm like that kid that's a Jets fan. I was born into this. I hate this team. I hate this program. I hate the fans. But I was born into it. So what am I going to do? I mean, I'm wearing this Texas Tech hat today. I just think to myself, there's a program that's going to be on the move with all the money they've got. I'm not a Texas Tech fan. I mean, I'm a fan from afar, but they're not my team. OU is my team, and I'm stuck with them.
Just
And
looking
they've
back
done
there for
nothing.
your Lakers banner and your Yankees cap.
Our Texas Tech roots go back a ways, Pally. But I mean, I I've had nothing but disappointment from this program since January 5th, 2001. They've let me down in ways that you could never imagine. And yet I still, look towards each fall and just wait for them to ruin my life.
You need to get off this. You need to. I swear I'm going to send you I'm going to send you some motivational speaker tapes. You got to stop. This is. I know that
Tell me where I'm
it's
wrong.
still pretty.
Tell me where I'm wrong.
Just listen.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay. Okay, it's gonna be okay. Get off the ledge. This team, it has been nothing but adversity since Brent Venables set foot on that campus. From the tear it down to the studs rebuild
Mm-hmm.
to entering the SEC to 6-7 to 10-3 to entering the SEC with two new coordinators. One we saw wasn't much of a coordinator. If you look at Zach Alley's defense at West Virginia, and the other was just utter buffoonery. He was hired in the first place. To going 10-2 in the SEC with that schedule, talking their over for wins was 6. They won 10, Chuck.
Yeah.
10 in that meat grinder of a schedule. Even I do not give a rip that LSU had lost Brian Kelly. That was a good defensive team, and they caused problems for everybody they played. Oklahoma beat that team. It
A
wasn't
lot of
pretty, but
NFL
they
talent
a
on the
lot of NFL talent on that team. You played Missouri, who was at full strength because they had our favorite portal edition, Bo Pribula, who will probably be the next quarterback at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
They beat that team by double digits. They went into Tuscaloosa and beat Bama. They had a lot of bad breaks go against them. You had the dumb throw by Mateer. There was a lot going on with that. I don't think they'd seen that look before. Mateer definitely hadn't seen that look before, and he didn't know what to do. You had the receiver who was hot, didn't sit, kept running downfield. Mateer thought he was going to sit.
I mean,
right to the D-back. There was a lot going on. And end of the day, you lost to Alabama. You didn't lose to fucking Boise State. Pardon my French. You lost to Alabama, a good Alabama team.
But we have lost to Boise State in the last.
In a meaningless. Okay, I think about that. That was a meaningless bowl game.
I know.
Are you going to worry about those?
No, I don't. But
you
when
only worry
I
about the wins. Hey, it's they're building towards something, Chuck. Rome was not built in a day. This program was set back massively.
Jeremy, if Indiana beats Alabama,
not everybody can be Indiana. We were Indiana once, and how'd that work out?
What do you? Well, I'm just saying.
99, 2000.
Sure.
Second year won a natty.
Yeah.
I mean, it could turn just as quickly. Signetti's not in his 40s, dude. He's 63 years old.
So in essence, you're saying that you believe in your heart of hearts that right now, in this moment of Oklahoma football, that they are structurally and fundamentally more sound than they were after they won a national title in the second season of Bob Stoops.
No.
So what are you saying?
Not yet. They're on the precipice of that. The defense is built. They've got a lot of good young guys on that defense. That defense is going to be solid. That defense is going to be a constant. Second, remember, they went into this season. I made the point about two new coordinators. They went into this season with a brand new offensive coordinator who had never coached above the Pac-2 level. He learned a lot this year. Offense is going to improve. It has to improve. It It can't be worse, and I think it would have been okay had your quarterback not broke his thumb against Auburn when he was playing well. He looked a lot better against Bama. He's got to work on that footwork. The footwork's terrible. But when this team's rocking and rolling, he's not going to be the guy anyways.
So portal entry or high school recruit? What I mean, because honestly, Dylan Gabriel had a nice
dude,
wasn't hurt, had a nice 2-year run here, but I mean,
if you could drop Dylan's brain into John Mateer's body, you'd have a quarterback.
Okay.
You'd have a quarterback. But the Bentley kid they love, that's Arbuckle's handpicked guy. And you never know what's going to happen. I mean, heck, Chet New could end up being the guy. I mean, remember we had this kid from Putnam City North named Sam Bradford. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Who was just kind of a 3-star local kid who came to Oklahoma because he always wanted to play at Oklahoma and ends up winning the starting job as a redshirt freshman and wins a Heisman Trophy. They play for a natty. And DeMarco Murray gets hurt and they don't win it.
I just know this. In essence, in the biggest spotlight, since that 13-2 win over Florida State, OU has shuddered when it's been time to bring the trophy home. And I don't, and I think in my post I threw out things about like, you could put, historically you can go back and put asterisks around titles. I don't care. I mean, I think probably the Steve Davis Wishbone teams are probably clearly the best teams to be on the field in those years. The 85 national title team, tremendous team, beat a good Penn State team, lost to Miami that year. If not for a Tennessee win over Miami, we're probably not 85 national champions. So, the controversy over the Florida State versus Miami in 2000. Okay, I think that defense would have shut down a lot of teams. Obviously,
not Miami.
But I mean, obviously Miami couldn't handle Washington that year. So,
you got to win them all in that era. You had to win them all.
So, but I mean, if you want to be a detractor, you can go back, and that's where I go to when we blow a 17-0 lead in a game at home. And so, the 03 Sugar Bowl, the 04, and I'm using season years, not the actual. I hate the fact that the bowls are played in it. They say, the 2005 Orange Bowl. Well, it was the 04 season. Shut up. But so, and you mentioned the DeMarco Murray thing. Who knows what happens if he's healthy and not returning kicks against Missouri in the Big 12 championship. But then the playoff run, with Bob Stoops transitioning into Lincoln Riley, they just have not been ready. And I don't, for myself, see the instance where OU is just going to be able to go out and strategically and on a talent standpoint be better than the best teams in the country, and get the job done. I don't know. I mean, you look at the recruiting that Ohio State has done in the last 5 years, and then Michigan before their implosion, and before that it was Alabama. I just don't know that OU is going to achieve the level of those programs with the amount of, now you got to deal with Texas Tech. And so I going forward, I just think you're going to be a program for many years that reels off a happy 10-win season, but maybe isn't really a contender.
Well, I mean, that all remains to be seen. But if you're not willing to give this staff, and there will be changes to the staff, if you're not willing to give Nagy, who hasn't really even gotten off the ground yet, and we have a new AD coming down, you need to be positive about this. I know I know at your essence you are the purveyor of gloom and doom, and it's okay. I mean, you want to live there. I don't want to live there. I want to look at the positive. Because I see the upward trend. You talk about the last year's a Bob Stoops leading the Lincoln Riley. Do you remember that tweet I shared with you the other day with the number of touchdowns given up? Maybe I didn't send that to you.
You did. You
They
did.
gave up 62 friggin' touchdowns one year and made a playoff. 62. I want to say Oklahoma gave up in the 20s this year.
And that's fine. But
Okay.
it's it's a yin and yang effect, Jeremy.
Sure.
And when the defense is solid, the offense is ass, and vice versa.
The offense was better this year. The offense will be better next year. It's going to it's a progression. It's a progression. He's learning. Arbuckle's learning. You remember you said something the other night during that game, how much you hated Arbuckle's route tree.
Mhm.
And then you saw one play and it seemed to totally change your mind.
Deion Burks?
The Burks, he ran a deep crosser.
Yeah.
And there was a crosser underneath him, and it totally pulled a safety away from it, and it was just a dime thrown by Mateer.
Well, and you know, in full disclosure, I'm no offensive coordinator. I know that's a shock to people. But also, you know, I haven't gone to a game this season, and there are people that would say that disqualifies me. So I'm not seeing the actual results on the field. I'm watching it on TV. But I will say this, you know, and obviously it so much of it boils down to running the ball. If your team can't run the ball, the quarterback's job is difficult. But prior to that route by Deion Burks, there probably were some you know, the route tree maybe isn't the top problem. The route tree could be too much for the quarterback to grasp, because there was one that he hit an intermediate route, and I can't remember if it was Canick or who, but there was a wide open player right up the seam, and
Sure.
he missed it. I complained about moving the chains on the pass to X-Man Robinson on the, I guess that's a wheel route of some sort because he came out of the backfield. But you know, he short arms it and misses it. If he catches it, it's a great play. I've probably reeled back a little bit on that. You're a quarterback. Your job is to throw the ball down the field. You see a guy streaking wide open. You pretty well lay it out there for him, and he just doesn't get it.
And that's been the problem with the inability to run the football, is you're asking so much of that quarterback. So every decision is going to be placed under a microscope. He doesn't run for it, scrambles, throws an absolute dot, hits Xavier Robinson in the hands, he drops it.
Yeah.
He could have ran for it. Okay, well, if he doesn't throw it and you watch it back, you bitch about him not throwing it. Oh, he would have scored. Okay.
Yeah, but I will say this: he has enough wide open receivers that he missed over the season that you probably are a little bit numb to it, and you just say, "Well, he got the first down, move the chains." I mean, you know, that's to defend my viewpoint.
But in this environment, which is, you know, hyperbolic by nature, we're only going to think about it in the moment, and you want your quarterback making that throw. It was a great throw.
You want your back to make the catch.
Yeah. And then you have people on Twitter complain, well, he's a back. He can't catch the ball. Then why is he on the effing field if you can't run the ball?
You got to make that catch.
You got to make that catch. And it was
go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Dan Narvis said, interesting conversation. I'm kind of schizo between Chuck and Jeremy as per my own school, but point is I see both sides. I mean, I'm 55 years old, Jeremy. Their last national championship they won when I was 30, and the one before that I was 15. So we talk about blue bloods and all the time, and I just, you know, I'm kind of a recency bias type deal on that. It's like Connecticut is totally a blue blood in basketball. I don't care what anybody says.
So who are your blue bloods in football?
Well, just trace back. Just trace back to the
no. I'm putting you on there.
New millennium. Alabama.
Okay, that's good.
LSU.
No.
Yeah.
No.
3 national titles since the year 2000.
Okay, how many before?
2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I don't care about before. That's my point is, I mean, it's like we talk about records, Jeremy. I don't
They
care
don't
about
talk about Steve
records.
Davis. That's history, that's old stuff, he's dead.
Good. I mean, he played against black players. I get that,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like we've talked about this. You know me. I don't hold records to high esteem for pre-integration, But I mean, you're talking about an era where, I mean, think about this, Jeremy. The current high school recruit, were they alive would they have been alive? Let's see. So we're talking 20 years ago since OU lost to, no, 20 years ago would have been the USC versus Texas season, 05. So, 18 years ago would have been probably what, when OU lost to Boise? Would that be right? No, that would, 18 years ago would have been the blowout against West Virginia in the bowl. So, I mean, and so I'm just thinking in terms of recency. And so, I mean, obviously Michigan has a national title. Ohio State has a national title. If you've won a national title and your name's not Auburn, you could be considered a blue blood in my book in this day and time, because those people that have won a national title in the past 25 years are still towards the top of recruiting rankings and things like that. So that's where I see it. And I just think OU's on a teetering edge of that blue blood status.
Well, I guess we're just going to have to come up with another term for you, because by definition, a sports blue blood is an elite, historically dominant program, especially in college basketball, football, with sustained success, multiple championships, and widespread recognition. Oklahoma fits all those categories.
So widespread recognition. So when
historically,
they're playing clips of Boise State running the Statue of Liberty play, people recognize that, right?
Okay. Alabama lost to Utah in the Fiesta Bowl when Utah was a Mountain West team.
Yeah.
And it was coached by Nick Saban.
Yeah. And Narvis says, hell, Nebraska's pushing 30 years now. I'd go Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, and Bama. So one of our listeners,
where's Notre Dame in that?
Where's their last title?
1986. 1980. No.
Yeah.
It was 88.
I mean, they're a blue blood for.
No, they're not.
No, what I was going to say is they are only
50 years.
They are only a blue blood because of the Peacock Network and whoever,
not
GE, Universal.
Not a blue blood.
So, that's fine.
All those all-white teams that won national championships.
I'm fine with that too, But like I said, I mean, just I don't know. OU has one title in the last 25 years. So does Texas. What, LSU has 2? No, 3. LSU has 3 in this millennium. Bama has 18.
No, they have 12 AP national titles in their history. They claim all of them.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, how many does Saban have? 7?
I think 6.
6. Okay. But I mean, so anyways, we've ranted on this long enough, but I mean, here's the thing. We're talking, I'm not just talking about feeling good about some improvement. I'm talking about the national championship, which, if I remember right, after the 2001 Orange Bowl, Bob Stoops says OU wins national titles, or however he phrased it.
So championships.
And he played for some, and he couldn't finish the deal, and usually it was in an embarrassing fashion. So
yeah, he lost to Nick Saban by
the game they were favored. How OU was favored pretty heavily in that one.
Yeah, but they came off that bad Kansas State loss. They lost to Urban.
That was I will say this, and that's the one where and he's the one that made the call to put his star running back on kickoff return. But that's the one where I look at and say one player in essence could have made the difference in that game.
He did. His name was Percy Harvin.
Well, that's yeah, but that was a lot of second half stuff. But I mean, you're going up against son of the son of man, Tim Tebow, and things worked against us. But uh, I don't know. And really 2017 was the one season I look at that since that '03 team and just say, that's one that you leave on the table and you just wonder, what could we have done?
Well,
Every other game.
none of those teams were gonna win a title under Lincoln Riley, and I think that's proved out over time with how Clay Helton-like he's been at USC.
Yeah, he's
They
definitely.
they gave up, I mean, 52 to 48 games. It's not sustainable. Someone's gonna get you. You gotta play defense. You gotta play defense.
Is USC a blue blood?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Let's
They've
see.
got
Let me look at the list that was put out by this is on 3. Bama, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, USC.
no Nebraska.
They're in the second tier with Nebraska, Penn State. Penn State shouldn't be anywhere near this list. Miami, they've got 5. Tennessee's on here for some reason. They have what, 2 historically?
One since I've been an adult.
Georgia, under your formula, yes. LSU, under your formula, yes. Florida State. They had all their success under one coach, and then one coach got a natty with that other coach's guys.
Yeah. I used to say Florida State was kind of a sleeping giant. In this day and time, I couldn't tell you,
They're it's the financials.
Yeah.
They sign coaches to horrible contracts with massive buyouts, and then when they fail, they can't get rid of them.
Well, I will say this, as much criticism is heaped on the offense and John Mateer, I think equal amount of criticism should be heaped on the secondary of Oklahoma because, yeah, and really that's a little harsh. I admit that, but there was, I mean, I don't know, obviously Cortland Guillory, I think it's proven that he really is kind of a gamer. The other guys, I think, were a bit suspect at times, obviously, in some of those coverages. But I'll just say this. Anytime a quarterback does find any amount of comfortability against this defense, they can generally get what they want. I mean, if you can just withstand the pass rush, it's there for the taking. And Arch Manning kind of proved that in the Cotton Bowl.
So let me look at the box score again from this game. Ty Simpson threw for 232. You can live with that. They ran for 28 yards.
And when I said it was a little unfair, I will say this: it basically it's unfair because of the fact that the turnovers and the special teams play was total flip from the script of the first game.
You lose by 10. You basically gift wrapped 13 points for them. You gave them a pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
You set them up twice in field goal range with just horrible special teams. Just god awful. All SEC punter just throws the ball on the ground.
Did they score
20 yards?
Did they score a touchdown or a field goal off of the 20-yard punt?
Man. Now you're asking me to go back.
I know that the drop punt, OU held them to a field goal, but then
the
next possession was the pick 6. All right, so exit question, Jeremy. Looking at this OU team, they've got to pray that somebody can come in and work with their quarterback, who I assume they've invested heavily in, to fine tune his mechanics, to help him see the field better, to help him I mean, it's not like it was his first season in this offense. So
yeah, I know. With him, if you watch him, it's between his ears. The jittery feet, the not trusting the guys in front of him, not seeing things because, yeah. I mean, the mechanics are what they are with throwing the ball, but the feet have got to get better. He's got to stay planted when he throws the ball. He's got to quit jumping. It's
I think
just
I
it's
think
mental.
Cale Gundy said that pick six that everybody in the stadium, according to Cale Gundy, everybody could see it was coming except Mateer and maybe
Yeah,
Buckle. I don't know. So
I think that's a look that Bama hasn't given before.
what a
I
time to bring it.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. So as Jeremy mentioned, glass half full. OU wins 10 games in a season where I think the over under was 6 or 6.5. Makes the playoff. That's some good cachet going into the recruiting season and the portal season. Uh, you know, and I think people do want to see Jim Nagy, be able to operate with a full season under his belt.
That
Uh,
2027 class is ranked number 1.
Zach said, I mean, but those kids flip months before the signing day. I
Well, I
mean,
mean, people have been swinging all over Lincoln Riley for having the number 1 recruiting class, and half of them didn't sign with him, so
you tell me somebody's got the 2026 number one class, and I listen. I just
USC.
yeah.
USC.
Okay. That 2027, a lot can happen,
I
and
know. I know, but
the day we started prognosticating, in essence, 2 seasons out recruiting classes, I've just kind of
my point being is he got in late for the 2026 cycle.
sure.
They have an extremely young roster, so basically they're filling depth holes with
Well,
the 2026 class. 2027 is going to be the one where he starts to make his hay, and it'll be a top 10 class at
so
least
will
when all's
he
said and done.
will he have enough offensive line talent to merit the keeping of one Bill Bedenbaugh?
I mean, he should. Look
Can
at the
Bedenbaugh
kid.
coach up talent, or does he develop talent, or what's his forte?
What's his forte? I don't know. I think he just keeps it seems like he keeps guys on the roster long enough until he feels like he has to play them. This year was different. This year was different because they just, you have permanent residents of the injury report, like one Jacob Sexton who's transferring out.
Yeah, enter the
I don't
portal.
see how he can ever play football again. I was at the LSU game, which was senior night, and Jacob Sexton came out of that tunnel in uniform, and he could barely walk.
Ooh, you hate to hear
And
that.
he's been on the shelf for how long now? It's
All
sad.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a Deer Creek kid.
Yeah, he was. Are there any coaching changes that you see that if you were given the reins today that you would make immediately?
Yes,
Okay.
immediately. And I've been and and they're easy and they're layups. You gotta get better at the tight end room. Who recruited all those guys?
Yeah.
Joe John Finley.
Yeah. Well, and
Bye-bye.
they lost one. I mean, one's
Yeah.
entered say lost. One's entered the portal. Helms,
Yeah.
Caden
Yeah, yeah,
Helms.
yeah.
Isn't he a local kid too?
I think he's from Flower Mound. I think he's one of those kids. He was in
Oh,
that
okay.
class with he was in that class with he was Brent's first class with the quarterback Nick Evers. He was in that class. Um, we have a running backs coach who doesn't understand that, and I love DeMarco. He did great things as a player at Oklahoma. Didn't do what wasn't so great of a person there for a while when he was moonlighting his whole spray tan. But you can't, you cannot tell me they didn't know through 6 games this year that Xavier Robinson was the guy that needed to be getting the ball.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing last year. 6 games into the season, hey, this guy looks pretty good in practice. We should probably play him.
I think Javante Barnes entered the portal also.
Yeah, Javante Barnes.
Yeah.
That was expected. And good luck to him. He did a lot,
So
being
Joe John Finley and DeMarco Murray would be your first two.
uh-huh.
Nobody on the defensive side.
I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head.
Okay.
But
You
a lot of
gotta
it is guys that were left over from the previous offensive staff. Emmett Jones.
Yeah.
Emmett, where was Jermichael Carter all season? You got a 6'2", 200-pound guy that all he does is make big catches.
He did, and
It
also utilization of Giovanni Gibson too.
Yeah. Well, Giovanni Gibson missed a ton of time
Yeah,
early.
well,
Um,
you got to get him the ball, and and then
I'm just saying, Jermichael Carter's he's a big receiver. You needed a big receiver. The guy was MIA for until the Tennessee game.
I
He caught
put
a pass against Tennessee. I'm like, who the heck is that?
I put Bill Bedenbaugh on notice.
I think
Your unit
Bill's
better produce next year, and we
I
better
think
be able to run the
Bill's
ball.
I think Bill's rapidly approaching the end of the line, either by he retires to Grand Lake and lives it up, or he's asked to find employment elsewhere.
Yeah,
But I mean, we'll see. Nagy has control of the roster, and Brent's going to grab some of that control back just with success.
hmm
So we may see retention of guys you didn't think would be retained. A lot of you can have this guy or that guy. You have to make a choice because
they
one of
got
them has to go.
Miguel Chavis locked down because I think that's probably the big key to the defensive line.
I think he would if I was Brent, of course I'm not, but a co-coordinator title and a hefty salary bump
Yeah,
would be in order for him.
sure.
Him and Todd oh my gosh, the D tackles coach. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Todd Bates.
Todd
Coach
Bates.
Bates. I
Right.
think he already has a coordinator title.
Well, as much as the disappointment and the short-term solo disappointment of being the only team to lose a home playoff game, Texas A&M followed suit with their 10-3 loss to Miami in round one of the playoffs from Kyle Field in College Station. I mean, that Miami team, and this is where I go at Texas a lot, is teams can perform and look outstanding, and teams can just go out and lollygag, and it's all about the motivation you put in your team. And obviously, the Miami Hurricanes can really play when they want to, especially on the defense.
They've got a great roster.
I think a lot of it might have been that A&M could have been a little bit of false goods. I mean, if you look at it, they really cashed in on a SEC schedule that flaked out.
I was going to say, did you look at their schedule?
Yeah, that's what
It
I
was
mean.
almost as bad as Notre Dame's, and they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, they
But
had to win over
was
Notre Dame,
please.
and I think people looked at the recruiting stars and looked at the performance of some of the players and gave them maybe a little more props than what they were due. But I mean, still, you're hosting a home playoff game.
They went 12-1.
You took care of your business in the SEC, which is, everybody purports to be the greatest conference of all, and top to bottom, I would be
It's the
remiss.
deepest.
I would be hard to find, a conference that really can put out that much talent from top to bottom. But disappointment in College Station, Mike Elko, I don't know. I'll just say this. I saw some of the smack talk from the A&M players, and I just thought, man, you don't do that against Miami. The biggest thing, the biggest way you can get at Miami is compliment them excessively.
and pray that they Malachi Tony turns an ankle getting off the bus.
Something. But, the defensive front for Miami was just really stellar. They played better than they had probably. You're talking about a team that went to SMU and dropped, and that was a team that lost to Baylor. So, I just it's just a matter of when's the spotlight bright. I don't know that Miami has what it takes to beat Ohio State, but then again, Ohio State, they didn't shine in the Big Ten championship game on their offensive line, and they, all the praise for Julian saying, I don't know. I mean, they've got some great receivers, but Lord knows Miami could end up locking them down. You just don't know.
That was two very good defenses playing in that game, and a couple of flawed offenses on the field.
Yeah, Yeah,
Miami's an explosive, big play offense. I just don't I don't Pete Davidson out there, I don't trust him. I just don't I
he
don't
looks
think
like
he's
this. He looks like this poor sap I worked with back in the old days on the police department. That
the bishop is checked in.
yeah, thank you, Bishop FDR, and he's on there. Happy, blessed, prosperous New Year, fam. Salute. Thank you so much, sir. But yeah, and then Dan Narva points out that the Hogs had A&M down big, and then also not a big, huge believer in Julian saying. But yeah, Texas A&M was a bit of a bill of goods, and they kind of showed that in that second half against Texas, where Marcel Reed is just not a guy that you can trust when the defense is taking away your bread and butter.
His running ability.
His running ability, and I know he turned his ankle against Texas.
He's a young quarterback. Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's still young. That's a good roster. That defense is legit good,
Yeah.
and they'll be back. Elko's a good coach. They got the right guy
Oh,
down there.
I mean, they're like Texas Tech of East Texas. You know, I mean, they're playing the game right. So, hey, have you seen all the smack talk between Oregon fans and Texas Tech?
Oh my God, we got the new money rivalry.
The Oregon fans that are saying you're only good because you got a billionaire.
like Phil Knight.
Yeah,
I just can't. I just can't.
It's been entertaining, but
It's like watching Jake Paul fight his brother.
yeah.
Could you just kill each other?
Oregon is a 1.5-point favorite at this time over Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl upcoming on January 1st. Wednesday, New Year's Eve, Miami is a 9.5-point underdog to the Buckeyes at the Cotton Bowl Classic. And then Alabama is a 6.5-point dog to the Hoosiers, and 6.5 points is the spread for Georgia versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the dog in that one.
I love all the hand wringing over the schedule, and then college football playoff gives you 2 weeks off between rounds.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Looking at Alabama, Jeremy, is that team, I mean, from what we've seen from Indiana all season, you know, and I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just always hesitant to crown these Big Ten teams. I know Michigan was a physically dominant team when they made their run. Ohio State, you know, came to life after Michigan trounced them, and then, you know, played some great defense. But I mean, in most cases, I'm still going to kind of default to an opinion of Indiana may not have seen the team speed that Bama brings to the process.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I saw an interesting stat about the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
He threw 26 touchdowns against how many interceptions? Point of that is, against the soft underbelly of their schedule, Mendoza threw for 20 touchdowns, no picks. Against the top teams they played, he threw 6 touchdown passes against 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
So thinking that Indiana is just going to go against a Bama front that's returning Caden Proctor, that Alabama defense is really good.
The Alabama defense came, I mean, you know, second half when it's crunch time, they did things that you weren't seeing in the first half against OU. I mean,
telling you, I was impressed with OU's offense throwing up 24 points against them without a lot of breaks. You know,
you go into it expecting the defense to hold them back, but I would jump all over Bama in that 6.5.
Yeah, I would too, and that's out at the Rose Bowl, so
yeah,
that's pretty neutral. You know, both teams are from the eastern part of the U.S., so.
How many Bama fans do you think held off figuring they would held off on coming to Norman?
Most of them.
Figuring I'm going to wait and see if they either lose or, you know, I'm going to, you know, blow the Christmas money on the Rose Bowl.
Well, you had the ones that aren't sold on Kalen DeBoer that just want him to leave because he's not Nick Saban. Yeah. Nobody's Nick Saban. Guys, stop. He was probably the greatest college football coach outside of Cignetti, who if he wins – if Cignetti can win 3 natties in this era, Just crown him because it's never been
I,
tougher.
I I would say if he wins this year, if Indiana walks
Yeah,
off
but
with the
everyone's gonna
title,
win it. Everyone's gotta win it. Can he get back there and do it
we're
again?
talking about Indiana. I
I
mean, good
understand.
lord,
I mean, I've already stated on this
you
podcast
have,
that
you have.
if he wins a national title, and I already think I said it after the Big Ten, the job he's done is more impressive than what Bill Snyder did at Kansas State.
I just think we'll have an Ohio State, Georgia.
Yeah, I know. It just kind of feels like we're heading for that iceberg again. We'll
Because
see.
what are the I'm trying to look at the brackets so I don't sound like an idiot.
Well, I had the bracket pulled up. Hang on.
Pull that bracket up. So,
Dadgummit.
so
Okay.
semifinal win for Texas Tech would pit them against who?
Oh my God.
Or
Hang on.
quarterfinal.
Where's the stinking bracket? There it is. Playoff bracket. All right. So Oregon Tech, Alabama, Indiana, the winner plays.
Okay. So you could feasibly see Alabama have to take on Texas
So
Tech or Oregon.
Georgia and Ohio State cannot play for the national title
Okay.
because they would face each other in the next
So
round
I
if
would
they
see
both win.
them. Okay. So I'll say this. I could foresee a Ohio State Alabama national title.
Yeah.
I could see Bama getting through that part of the bracket.
You know,
Nothing against Texas Tech. I think their defense is truly outstanding. But I mean, I hate to be the one to say this, but the Big 12 and the SEC just a little bit different.
you think?
I mean, we saw Auburn go in and just truck Baylor in Waco. And just I don't know. Hey, I'll be rooting for Tech in that one, but I would no way, by no form or fashion, if Bama got past Indiana, would pick Tech.
Ole Miss Tech national title game would be
Bring it.
amazing. So
Bring
many storylines.
Bring
You
the
know,
chaos.
we could, all enjoy the Cody Campbell spots for Title IX and
I'm all for it.
funding of college athletics.
All right. Hey, Jeremy, we got to jump to another topic real quick that I swore we would get to. Also, don't forget the New Mexico Lobos are in the Rate Bowl today. And Jason Eck, the coach there for the Lobos, has turned that program after they lost their coach, their starting quarterback. The new coach Eck comes in and just and I just got so pumped up watching John Gruden unload all the New Mexico Lobos gear the other day on his video. Also, the First Responder Bowl tonight, Jeff Traylor and the UTSA Roadrunners against Florida International. Did you watch any of the Netflix stream game yesterday?
I just a very little bit of it. We had
I didn't
family,
watch a minute of football yesterday, and I hate to admit that, but we were at families. We were able to put the basketball game on the Thunder and watch most of that, but for the most part, football and at the family house there was not going to be Netflix. But I didn't watch one down of football yesterday, which was just odd.
I flipped it over there. The game started. It buffered.
You got out.
Yeah. And we watched the movie. So
It's getting blasted. So
yeah.
Much like that Jake Paul fight, I think against Tyson, it was just they can't do a live stream.
You watched his last fight, right? Or
Yeah.
you saw the aftermath of it.
Yeah. Dan Narva says more NBA here. 2 Lions fumbles. Click. Man, what a tumble from their window. The Detroit Lions.
Gotta find some coordinators.
Caleb Williams came in and did them in.
Man, the Bears are that Bears game the other night, man. That was
something else.
Fun.
Yeah.
Against the Packers.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because Romeo Doubs dropped the onside kick, and then man.
NBA yesterday, your Thunder. Ooh, they've got a San Antonio problem, Jeremy, and I know you'll discount it, and I know you'll be, everything is fine, just like Kevin Bacon in Animal House. All is well. But the Spurs present a lot of problems for your Thunder, bud.
Well, we'll see. The Spurs are playing really well right now,
Yeah.
but a very wise general manager once said in 2023, "The sky is falling at least 3 times every NBA season." For
Uh,
you, the sky is always falling, but
well, I mean, I'm a
I
Spurs
know you're
fan
a
a
Spurs
long
fan and
time
you're
ago, but
extremely happy.
and I
But
got
remember, you also said after Christmas is when the NBA starts.
yeah,
Th
yeah, it
this
is
is
the
not the
real
time you
season.
wanna be playing your best ball.
I'll just say this, if a team like the Spurs can go out there and Jeremy, they shot 53% from the field
Mhm.
and 37% from 3. I mean, they're young, athletic, they have length. I mean, I put out a tweet yesterday, they're the Thunder, but with shooting ability. I mean, I'm not going to say that I mean, it's always been the Thunder's defense that people rely on. And as we've seen in the bowl season or in the playoff season, defense can fail you at times. Teams can get hot. De'Aaron Fox, 29 points, 4 rebounds, third straight win for the Spurs. 22 points for SGA. I'll just say this: is your team looking worse since their number 2 came back? They looked a little more homogenous when J-Dub was
I
out.
don't know, I just hope they can get through these next 51 games and make the playoffs.
We're talking about playoffs. Playoff. I mean,
It's
I'm
too
always
early. The Spurs are playing really well right now,
yeah.
and, it's so early. Just
Well,
I
what a night.
enjoy it now.
Well,
Enjoy
I'm just talking about closing windows, Jeremy, and
enjoy it now.
sometimes the Chiefs window closed on you.
I
For your
know.
sake, I hope that the Thunder window isn't going to be slammed shut.
That's the most hyperbolic thing you said today in just a stream of hyperbole.
That's what we do here on Law Dog Sports, the Weekend Big Show. What stunned me was a fast break point, 17-7 in favor of San Antonio, and that is
I did not get to watch any of the game. It just doesn't seem like they're playing well right now. Like,
yeah.
across the board, Caruso, 2 of 12 from 3. Why is he taking 12 threes?
And that's another thing I was going to say. Each time as I sit there and watched it, while pummeling snack food into my gullet, he took corner 3 after corner 3 and just not even coming close. And I just thought,
Yeah.
dude, how about you dribble out of the corner and just, I mean, I know there's plays ran, but good gosh. And the first thing I thought is like, where are the Josh Giddey justifiers now?
Stop it. They just won a championship,
They
right?
did, but
Yeah, they won a
we're
championship.
thinking window and long term, Jeremy. So
51 games remaining.
the thing is
Ebbs and flows.
both teams hit 11 3-pointers in the game. It's just that San Antonio shot 29 and OKC shot 44. And I'm just saying this, Jeremy, going forward, they need to make sure that whatever bench player is the hottest from outside is the one taking the shots. I mean, there's not a lot of room for error, I think, with if Caruso's not hitting, he's got to pass that up.
Yeah,
I know I'm hitting you in the gullet, but
they shot like 24% from 3 in the playoffs last year. Just gonna throw that out there.
they defended a little better then. But that, like you said, it's one game. It's early in the season, but I think
51 games remaining. Did AJ Mitchell even play? No.
you can put to rest the.
Well, there's the difference. AJ Mitchell didn't play.
He is totally the difference.
He's the glue.
Well, and the bad thing of too is, I mean, I can't remember. Did Wemby start in that one?
No, he's been coming off the bench. So
coming off the bench.
But even then, I mean, he was 50% from the field.
Yeah. Mavs lose a tough one to the Warriors, 126-116, and then like I said, football. I missed every down of football yesterday, but I did see where Nikola Jokic had 56 points and 15 assists and 16 rebounds in their overtime win over Minnesota. I think was a game that Anthony Edwards got ejected from.
No.
That
Anthony
was
Edwards does not get ejected.
oh, okay.
Anthony Edwards has groin spasms and leaves the game in a wheelchair.
What
Are you
was
se
that last night?
oh, you're talking about Anthony you said Anthony Edwards? I
Yeah.
thought you said Davis.
No, not Davis, not street clothes. Yeah.
Oh, he might have.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, 44.6 rebounds. And like I said, I think he got ejected after 2 technicals.
See, there's like 3 teams in the West that can win it all. The Spurs, the Thunder, and the Nuggets. Remain to be seen. Timberwolves, just because I saw what they turned into in the playoffs, and the Rockets.
Yeah.
And the Rockets is 100% due to health.
Yeah. Rockets demolished the Lakers last night, 119-96. Kevin Durant, 25 points, 8 assists. Doncic with 25 points.
And I saw that you put out on your burner this morning that Kevin Durant has totally dominated LeBron James for the entirety of his
Yeah,
career.
my burner.
Your burner, Skip_Bayless.
Max Patton out in Beckham County says 2 big lineup doesn't seem to work against San Antonio.
Yeah.
At Holmgren doesn't seem to work against San Antonio. Just saying.
Yeah, Chet coming off the bench and playing opposite minutes to Wemby's probably because Wemby's got it for him. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Well, I mean, as much as anything, Jeremy, I would say them limiting SGA to 22 points, on
Everyone has
7
an
of
off
19
shooting night.
shooting. Lou Dort didn't bring much to the table. Hart with 13, J-Dub with 12. Holmgren did have 10. He got the double-double, but I mean, when OKC made a run there in the second half to cut it to single digits, it's like San Antonio just came right back with the answer, and it wasn't just lights out. I mean, it was high percentage shots. It was taking the ball to the rack. I mean, I don't know if that OKC team just didn't want to be out there yesterday or whatever, but it did not look like any semblance of what we've seen.
Yeah, I didn't watch a second of it.
Yeah, go back and watch it.
Yeah,
All
hey,
right.
I just got a message that TWBS is having a sale, so you might want to check that out.
TWBS, the boot company,
Yeah.
are they a sponsor?
No.
Then they can go to hell.
Wow.
All right. Anything else you've got going on? I'm going to watch a little bowl game action today. Watch the Lobos take on Minnesota. See if PJ Fleck can row the boat a little more. But other than that, I guess it's just kind of holding pattern to wait on Wednesday night for playoffs.
Yeah, maybe. I might watch that. I don't know. Probably at work.
Well, last night, Ethan Downs, former Weatherford Eagle and former OU Sooner, was on the active roster. He was bumped up for last night's game. I didn't get to catch it, so I don't know if he had any plays or anything like that. But right now, it's a rough go for Chiefs fans. I feel for you there. I appreciate your helmet, your picture in the background, but it was a great run. But
I'm sorry.
It's Bo Nix's time now.
Oh, stop it.
It's Justin Herbert's time, Jeremy.
This season is extremely disappointing, but
all right.
I'm
Exit question.
Unconcerned.
Exit question 2027. What bring in 2027? And you can't say OU winning a national title because we know it won't happen. In 2027, what's going to bring me out of my doldrums and what's going to put you up where you usually are, sports wise?
I guess the coma you're going to be in for 2026.
Yeah, 2026. My mistake.
Probably a Spurs title will, but then you'll look for all the negatives in that. So, well, Wemby only shot 50% from the field.
Well, my fear for that is just that 2-letter phrase that affects big men's feet. Will
Liz Frank?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it. But
the Liz Frank Reaper.
He's undefeated.
Everybody over 7'5".
He's a bit undefeated.
So, what will get you out of your doldrums, man? I would hope that Oklahoma winning a playoff game or two would
Yeah.
give you cheer, but I don't think that would do it. Um,
Oh,
man,
question from the comment line, Jeremy. Sorry to interrupt you. Dan Narva, Chiefs to Kansas. Thoughts, big deal or no?
it's a big deal for Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't think, the listen, they're moving like 15 miles away. You've seen this with the NFL. I mean, Dallas doesn't play in Dallas. The New York Jets don't play in New York at all. They play in New Jersey. I
Where
mean,
are they going to Overland Park or Olathe or what?
somewhere in that area. I'm not sure. I don't have it
Because
right
there is
in
a
front of me.
Kansas City, Kansas. I mean,
Yes, there is a Kansas City, Kansas. It's much smaller, but I think it's the Missouri has a problem.
yeah.
They have lost the Rams. Now they're losing the Chiefs. They're getting ready to lose the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Cardinals going to stick? Olathe. Thank you, Marty.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
baseball's locked in the state of Missouri. That's
I mean one
Royals
one
and the Cardinals.
franchise. So you're going
Huh?
to have that entire state's going to have one franchise probably in the next 5 years.
Well, so are the Royals moving to
I'm
Kansas
sure. I'm
also?
sure they. I'm sure that's close. That's coming.
Uh,
Not yet, because they want a new stadium too. They've been playing in what was Kauffman Stadium
yeah.
since the 70s, one of those old cookie cutters. Everybody wants shiny new things.
Marty Wander says it is Olathe and also says it's old, but he loves Arrowhead. Hey,
Arrowhead's a great stadium.
did we address the two big lineup comment from Max Patton enough?
Yes, we
I
did.
know I was flippant, but I mean,
Yeah, they're not. I'm trying to think of the
I
Spurs
would start
lineup.
Kenrich Williams against the Spurs.
Hey, I do love me some Kenny Hustle.
I mean,
Maybe roll out some Usman Jang minutes.
thank you. Even Lindy Waters got some minutes last night against.
Brandon Carlson.
Yep. Um, So yeah, I've been to Arrowhead twice in my life. It was a nice experience. I've never been for a Chiefs game,
There's not
but
a bad seat in that stadium, Chuck.
I enjoyed it each time, even in 03 when I had to I take that back. I've been to Arrowhead 3 times because I was there for that 03 debacle against Kansas State, sitting in the end zone. So
Yeah,
that wasn't bad.
I
So,
don't like. Okay, we're getting rid of outdoor football, right? Is
pretty
that
much,
that's where we're headed. The
yeah,
Chiefs are going to have a dome. Everyone's got a dome. You're going to have outdoor football at Lambeau because they'll never get rid of that stadium.
good
And
for them.
Buffalo, is Minnesota retractable or is it over there?
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, that's
Well,
such
yeah.
an advantage. January when you're
Mhm.
playing a home game and it's what was it, 13 below zero
Oh yeah.
when they played Miami.
I think Tua still hasn't thought out.
Why do you yeah. Why do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I,
It is a growing trend, and I would go retractable just so that you have. I mean, you could grow grass in a retractable, couldn't you?
yeah. Well, you can have grass on the dome. It would the Cards do. They have that the whole playing surface is on wheels. They just roll it out.
Sure. All right. Well, Chiefs to Kansas. That's definitely something that was not on my bingo card in 2026, 2025.
Every time you say that, something bad happens. So start get that out. Get that out of your vernacular.
Hey, we want to thank CCW Safe for sponsoring Law Dog Sports, the weekend big show. They provide legal self-defense coverage with plans starting as low as $19 a month. We would recommend you use the link in the scroll at the bottom of the screen or in the description of this live broadcast. They provide self-defense support with deep expertise, personal care, and self-defense coverage that goes beyond the basics. You can trust the team at CCW Safe. And one thing I noticed, Jeremy, is that it's not just firearms that you may be defending yourself with. They will also represent you. And the phrase they use is coverage when using any legal weapon of opportunity for self-defense, not
So
just
I get covered
firearms.
for my bow staff.
So your bow staff is your nunchucks and your bow staff.
Gosh.
Dang it. One last comment. Dan Narva up in Michigan. Hell, Ferris has a huge advantage in December when teams have to come north. Outdoors is big for northern climates. It is. And I, was Cunado at the playoff game last Friday?
Yes, he was.
Did he what he say about the win? Because in all honesty, I couldn't tell. I couldn't go back and tell you who was affected by the win. And I mean, the second kick by the Lou Groza Award winner was way short. And from what I understood, that was with the wind.
I think he caught that one fat.
Okay.
Or maybe Fat Tony. One of these guys got to him.
That's what I thought about Grayson Miller, but hey, I'll be conspiracy minded here on this program. Sorry, Dan Narva, for your Lions. Sorry, apologies to Dan Narva for the lack of Lions talk, and Dan Lanning, or not Dan Lanning, Dan Campbell. Man, how about Dan Lanning and Michael Irvin bringing cocaine back to popularity?
Act like it never left, baby. I love it.
All those bad memes of Pablo Escobar are going to have to be changed out. So, man, Michael Irvin was taking belt to butt there in that A&M game on the trash can.
Man, he's something.
To have that kind of energy, my gosh.
Well, yeah, the Columbia marching powder will do wonders for you.
I turn 80. If I live to 80, I'm going to try it. Just all right. He's Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. That is the wrong tone. Sorry. And maybe it's the right tone. I learned something on this program. He's Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been the Weekend Big Show. Follow us on social media, YouTube, Twitter X, and Facebook at Law Dog Sports. Also interact with us there and subscribe, and please like our content and our channel on YouTube as we go into the new year. Jeremy, it will be 2026. Some might say, according to my premonition, it could be 2027. You never know. But it will be 2026 the next time we take to the air. Once again, I want to thank you immensely for another great year of our program here on Law Dog Sports.
It's the highlight of the week, man. It's a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear that. And you are a trooper. You're always here with us and always giving the sane and reasonable takes as opposed to my conspiracy theory mindedness. So anyways, be safe out there, everyone. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive. And we'll talk to you real soon. This has been the Weekend Big Show.